Everybody, I'm Greg Furch from BitReactor. I'm the CEO and creative director. I was the art director on both Enemy Unknown and Xcom 2.
Hey, and I'm Ryan McFall. I'm the director of technology at BitReactor, and on Xcom 2, I was the lead programmer.
I'm Damian Sloniger. I'm a gameplay engineer, and on Xcom 2, I implemented most of the enemy abilities, so you're welcome.
Hi there, I'm James Brawley. I'm BitReactor's lead designer. On XCOM 2, I was a level designer and technical designer, built some of the gameplay spaces, but most of what I did was scripting every single mission in the entire game.
Hey, I'm Hector Antunes. I'm the lead animator at BitReactor, and I was a senior animator on XCOM 2.
So which one of you do I blame for my 99% missed shot? Who's owning it?
That's Damien.
No, that's the lead engineer.
That's the math.
All right, here we go. We're in Beijing, right?
So it's just like Beijing.
It's Beijing. It looks like Beijing.
This is not the tutorial, correct?
No, this is just the first
I
mission.
think this is the deadliest mission in the game.
It certainly can be.
Why?
Your guys are they've got their minimal set of hit points. The enemies can kill them in one shot if they crit.
If you're playing on a higher difficulty level 2, you have to fight like 2 sectoids here, and then they start ranking.
They chose veterans, so the enemies have I think they have 3 hit points and they're killable with like 1 grenade. Like that.
Yeah.
So that makes it a little easier.
During development, would that have exploded the bomb? Did we for a while not have a like?
Yes, if you threw that grenade at the bomb like site, it would have extended the mission.
Yeah, it would destroy the interactable there, and then you'd fail. We spent a lot of time.
Yeah, and
he's just the side.
He's just got chuck grenades.
Yeah, I mean that's the strategy. You just figure out where they might be and then pop a grenade.
Throwing grenades into the fog war.
Yeah, that's interesting. So we went through UI up.
Well, the game tells you roughly the direction that they're coming.
Yes.
They're
interesting.
Yeah, so using that finish this mission. Maybe it'll take some damage.
He gets to go first. So I assume not. Grenades. How many grenades does he have?
1 per.
Everybody has one.
guy.
I work in the enemies, not the character, the soldiers.
I think you're trying to avoid.
I forgot all their kits. I don't remember. I did, and the enemies I know were very well.
All I know is it took like years for me to get grenades to come out of somebody's hand.
They're good.
There's usually a sectoid in this.
Yeah,
Not on veteran. I think the sectoid shows up in second mission on veteran.
I've used a squad whip by then.
I made that right there. That little cinematic. I bolted it together, and nobody else.
You made that?
Yeah, I made that. No one else ever touched it.
I don't know if anybody ever picked up on the shape of the grenade of the bomb is actually the shape of the Xcom.
Right.
Yeah.
I also made that statue collapse, and somebody then made it actually look good. It actually just like literally animates to the floor and then vanishes.
I see what you said. Smoke. There.
We just
Sounds like a nice compliment to the art team.
it worked. We did the same thing with the bomb mission when you blow up the buildings. It's just like the building is there, we just cover it with massive explosions.
That was a quick jump.
Yeah, we're back.
Yeah, no, he's not taking any.
Shades.
I'm actually surprised on the speedrun they're taking time to change names.
So just admiring the chops.
Super soldier there.
Okay.
Yeah.
We got the super soldier here.
So that's how he's going to do it.
Yeah.
Another one.
Oh, is that
Van Dorn was from XCOM. I mean,
okay.
Yep.
Yeah, he was the like a general or something you rescue off of the bridge mission.
yeah.
Oh, I do remember that.
So this is making all the characters.
All of them are going to be super soldiers, right? Is that reason?
Yeah.
I guess that makes sense.
Hey, he spelled Sid's name right.
Well, it doesn't convert him into a super soldier if you don't spell it right. So he must have practiced this several times.
How many super soldiers were there?
There's
Was Julian Gallup?
Julian, I don't think is,
There's
but
four.
Ken Levine is in here too. He ends up being
And then Beagle Rush.
Archangel Armor.
Oh, I didn't know Big Orsh was a.
He's the only super soldier where you have to give him a nickname.
Oh, really?
That's fine. We just started. We got an engineer from that.
Right here, Joe.
That's good. So that means
I guess he didn't install the fast enter mod.
Yeah, I think this is
Yes.
this is like an unmodded.
This is no mods. That would make sense.
Yeah.
Well, that would completely alter this the speedrun parameters.
Yeah.
I think that was.
I don't know if anybody knows. Like,
Did he start a research or not?
I don't think he did.
Research unnecessary.
Why waste?
I mean, you probably just need to do the.
Those boxes are very big, and they really are there in the real world. Those boxes.
Wait, what?
There were boxes on the world that were just gigantic, right? You've never seen those in real life?
Oh, there you go.
You confused me.
Oh, you're right.
There's sarcasm in translation.
I thought you were saying like the map had them somewhere. I was like, what?
There's a little concept art from the very first piece of concept art for the
How long did
squad.
it take us to get to the idea of having the like this map be 2D and how you got into it? Because I remember that being like a big thing. We moved away from the globe.
Well, the globe was torn out for a while till Joe
Yeah.
came back, and then we put it back right before he got in.
It didn't feel right without the.
No, the globe is like a landmark. It's like it's a character in the base. So like we had that olive globe there. So we jammed it back in, and that was one of the few times where I went to an artist. I said I verbally described what I wanted. I was like, I want it to be like digital rain. And I told Steve that our VFX guy, I was like, hey Steve, I went to like digital rain. And I kind of like did like finger movement, which nobody on the video can see. And I was like, it's kind of like it's falling, like little marbles hitting a table and bouncing off. And I came back and like on the first try, he nailed it. Like he absolutely just hit it.
He's real good.
It was pretty good. So
Or we talked about the projection used on that map too.
Wait a minute. So what was there before?
it was just, I think
It was a map,
two
but
minutes.
it was there. It just transitioned. Like you kind of had the table there, and the map was just on the table.
It's like a Mercator projection or something.
Well, we went through a couple different projections.
the very first iteration of NEU of the Power Glove was a flat map on like a whiteboard almost. It was
Oh, really?
a transparent board, like in some well-known sci-fi
Yeah,
IPs. They have like those things with like the little greenish outlines, and like that was the globe.
Okay.
And you
This
see
is
people
this is
walking
definitely going to affect the speed run. They're playing like vanilla, and the load times.
Yeah, definitely. What these operations are randomly generated, right?
The names are, yeah.
What are your favorites?
Operation Anything Chicken.
Absolutely, it didn't have to be chicken because there were some really good chicken ones.
There were. Well, I wanted to put in an achievement if you happen to get Operation Chicken. I just didn't actually know whether that would ever actually happen because the chicken was hardwired into the naming table. There's 500 chance of picking chicken for one of the words.
Well, it was also separated, right?
Yeah, it was separated, so I was pretty sure you could get it on both words
Right.
if you just so happen to line up with enough luck. But I've never actually seen an Operation Chicken.
Oh, okay.
I'm sure somebody will comment on this video and post shots up in. Yeah.
Oh, that's the new. We didn't originally have the picking for the when you did melee.
Oh, that little gun wobble.
That sectoid.
Still attached to the end.
So that sectoid is funny, and actually we went back to one of the very first concepts of the sectoid, like as inspiration. Grappling was awesome, wasn't it? How do you make these owning
I was glad for this game we were able to get a UI for it.
For the grappling, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Our UI for Enemy Unknown grapple was pretty much the debug UI.
What is happening? How is he so
He's
moves?
using Reaper. He's using Reaper.
Yeah.
Reaper gives you another restores your turn if you get a melee kill.
Melee
right?
kill, okay.
But the damage goes down with each strike. And before we actually changed it that way, I was playing on the final mission of the game, right? And I set it up so that my guy could Reaper, and I reapered through the entire final mission in one turn, and I sent Jake the video, and it was like, oh, let's make some changes.
Is for you the scientist as a ranger.
Oh, these rooftop evac points.
Yeah.
That was a lot of fun because we had destructible floors.
Yeah.
So you could destroy your evac point, and then we'd have to detect it.
Yep. We
You
had
have to project it downward.
Then next turn they'll get up.
Yeah, and well, the designers
we
would
hand
they
placed
would place these evac points, and so there were various different ones. I don't know if we ever, we ended up in a situation where you couldn't get out.
No, it was because we had like
They're always
one
all
for
day.
every, like the small parcels would have one, and then the mediums would have two, and the large would have four.
Good name. Just like the Shambler.
And so yeah, we had to hand place all of those.
Oh, that looks like you used the caps lock trick.
We did, but yeah.
What's the caps lock trick again?
That was, I remember getting an email
All right.
from the creative director, like, is this real for the caps lock trick? And yes, there's a,
Yep.
Unreal has kind of, if you're using scale form, there's a debug
We're doing that anyway.
key that's caps lock that will enable debug UI for scale form. But since this is the shipping version, none of that debug UI is there. But the fact that it tries to load the debug UI forces all of the pending content that's trying to load to just load right away.
Oh, I bet that's why I saw them, because I was wondering, there were some really quick screens that they were
'Cause
flipping through.
The side effect of that is that everything freezes and you can
Right.
crash the game. So, it's not like something that was normally available to the user. But if you were willing to roll the dice,
Yeah.
Heroes are
That's
sort
it.
of
That's Xcom, right?
right.
Sorry.
Ultimately, we ended up
Saying like
greatly improving the load times.
Yeah.
Or oh dude.
Was that Nacho Watsi or were the chosen or?
That was the first opportunity to really make the large changes that we had to.
Yeah.
There'll be a certain thing.
Our cinematics. I mean, we're real happy with the speed run skipping.
Skipping the cinematic.
Guys are killing
Right, yeah. Speedruns don't leave a lot of room for watching cinematics.
So we generally didn't redo characters often, but the one that we always redid was the sectoid. So it always got rebuilt. And on this game, the sectoid didn't have teeth till literally the 11th hour. We were going to market it, and I had them cut teeth into the character to make him emote better. He had like a membrane over it. You really couldn't see it. And so at the very last minute, much to the chagrin of the production team, the lectures I got about how reckless it was, we cut in the teeth, which also ended up being our box. Like
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Yeah, it was literally at the 11th hour of getting it to the people for our announcement trailer. And so like we were really cutting it close. We about the closest I've ever gotten to anything, but
Does that
the
affect?
sectoid get redone.
Does that affect any of the like existing innovation?
Nah, we just because it's still have a jaw.
Oh, okay.
Did he ever
we
open
changed
his
the
mouth?
model.
Did they have a tongue?
He did not have a tongue,
Yeah.
but he'd snarl a bit. But yeah, the trailer that we did, because we were outsourcing that, we had to get it to them, and a character modeler made the change.
I remember all the
last minute.
engineers being horrified by the mouth bag
Yes.
terminology. Sort of bad.
So what that is the actual like cave inside of the mouth. So who's listening?
Yeah. Right. The technical animators call it the
inside.
mouth bag.
I like the mouth
Yes.
bag. That's pretty good. I like it.
Well, it was actually, it's one of those things where, the animation bugs are always the nightmare fuel bugs. Every now and then you see the mouth bag all.
Oh yeah, there is some,
No problem.
definitely some insane animation bugs that will pop up.
But I actually went through and made all these mission
Operation Dark.
images.
Oh, the images?
This is
They
the
actually
slums
Made
district.
art on that. Yeah.
The slums district was like one of the last things.
That came in like the last 3 or 4 months, and was the team just
Right, it was like reacting to kind of this feeling that we needed another biome.
Yep.
And we kind of had partially done it. Yeah, it worked out.
it built off of the regular city center kit, And the funny thing about City Center is like this game, we started the game, and I don't know if anybody remembers this. We were about, I don't know, a month in, maybe a little more. And I was told the game's 20 years in the future. And so like everything we were making was like an extension of the year where it was like contemporary.
That's cool.
And then so we had to basically invent what the city would look like, these cities would look like in the future.
Yeah, basically. We'll just reaper now and start killing them all. I haven't got the Skulljack yet, so.
You care. I'm ready
Right.
to murder.
Yeah, that is the benefit of having super soldiers.
Yes, run towards me. Cool, nice. They kill themselves.
Late story.
And Blade Storm, oh yeah, I remember that.
Fully statted out.
Bug factory.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, the little sound effect in the background from where
Anything is reactionary, pretty much.
You know, grappling hooks cause plenty of problems too.
Well,
So over here, I'm
right.
gonna go over here.
Blade Storm is special because normally, you know, if you're shooting a gun, there's a little bit of wiggle room when it comes time to to actually activate it.
Yeah.
For Blade Storm, you know, they had to be adjacent
Yep.
at a distance, and sometimes the character there were like passive effects that would activate.
Well, slash them to the wall.
Through that
It's
window.
fine. It's okay. He's a super soldier.
It's important to have like good stuff. Have
Hit.
like, mental strength and because they technically are randomized. Like the commanders that have like high end.
Do you remember having lots of comedy with the objects dropping off the enemies and like flying into random locations?
Oh yeah. The batons would just go. They would also just like slowly roll.
And they
Continue to
would,
roll.
right, they were that way that they would roll across the ground. There were also some times where you'd hit a guy and the gun would just like fly into the sky.
Oh yeah.
Also skip the hacking animation.
Plus, I remember like so many of our maps had trains in them. It was like a disproportionate number of trains.
Mission complete screen.
Had to make 5 billion maps. Trains will be easy.
No, it's cool. You know, it echoes, you know, another dystopian future
Already.
game that, you know, had lots of trains.
Listen, comms, please. Thank you.
Where Half-Life 2, yeah.
Oh right. Yeah, man.
Supply drop is available.
Where's we
It's
drink?
just what aliens like to do.
We didn't have a
Well,
crowbar.
train network.
We should have had a crowbar.
I think I got baited into this just to be tortured to watch people skip all the cinema.
In 2 days.
Right. Well, you know what? The
Okay, that doesn't quite happen. Oh, new stuff.
feels like it's been a while since we have seen a over-the-shoulder.
Before then. Oh well.
Yeah, a little
I should they're just hitting
Guys.
cutting people down.
Pure swords.
AKA
Right, but even the pure sword
They
version.
probably turned off the cinematic.
Yeah,
cams.
that's what I'm thinking.
Oh yeah. I forgot about
A
that.
lot of fan of that feature.
when I first went to there.
Oh, what are they loading? What is this doing?
It was a controversial feature.
Yeah, definitely.
This is the stuff I was talking about.
Or at least internally.
Yeah, these were crazy to make too. These things
I put it.
needed to. We wanted billboards because I guess Bioshock would come out Infinite, and we're talking about like these ocean of billboards, and it was like given the task of figuring it out. So they're trying to figure out how does that make sense in a game that's 20 years in the future. And so we kind of came up with this digital billboard where it would parallax, and it was all concept art driven by Piero. Really,
Yes, yes.
it turned out great. I mean, it's really, really pretty. But trying to think
There
through
are
a
like
Russian
the black
construct
site.
is,
Yeah, I think that safe load thing was something to
I was
to bypass something, but I'm not clear on what it would bypass.
Yeah, they must have skipped something. I just don't know what it was. There we go.
Oh, it's probably the Blacksite intro stuff.
Maybe.
It started to play and they just
Yeah.
decided to
Like
load
some
after.
Some of our videos aren't quite skipped.
Yeah.
Like especially the narratively important ones.
Yeah, that's fair.
So they probably yeah
Demon wagons. That's a
skip
good one.
Which is annoying.
the Blacksite.
Oh, Blacksite. This mission's a pain.
To make or
To get the whole like the cinematic around the tanks and everything would break constantly. Or maybe that's the second one.
and there's 2 versions of it that are just marginally different.
Right. It was support. Oh, you really didn't need to make 2 versions of this, and the cinematic hooks where it would break all of the time. It took forever to get the soldiers to plug into the cinematics in the right positions.
Any of these. Technically, there's like 1 or 2 more. If you include like missions you always should do. I mean, It may do, but I'm probably.
Oh, right.
And then we had to go through
Yeah.
like we have the tanks like go into the ground because the map was almost unplayable if the tanks were there, and then you like shoot them all the time. It made no sense.
Yeah.
So we had to concoct this whole thing with the tanks going into the ground in order to clear the space so you could actually have a firefight in there that wasn't fun. I remember that. We spent a lot of time.
There's a lot of
Ironing out.
there's a lot of liquid here too,
Right.
like knee height.
Well, I mean,
Shin height.
the Advent are turning people into juice.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
You'd never know that that's the camo line so late.
right. I'm not sure most people even understood that part of the story anyway. But yeah, they were liquefying people to turn them into purified DNA or something.
Soylent Green?
Yeah, pretty much.
Not Soylent Green?
Yeah, so all that little debris.
Oh, there's Blaze Storm. There it is.
That was a special Unreal Engine original.
The debris?
Yeah, so that like the first time any effect would play, it would come like if it was like a GPU particle, it would come from the origin.
Oh.
So it would like this, the first time you damaged a wall or broke the container, that container specific effects would make this little trail from the origin of the map. But the next time you did it, it
was fine.
properly positioned.
Suitable. Huh, it's actually surprising. Wonder why that was able to happen that way. Oh, yeah. Oh, because they see it. This actually got changed, right? This cinematic would have happened after, like a WotC. We changed it so that
Yeah, that's true.
it would happen after the ability finished.
Yeah,
I forgot about those. I forgot about turrets.
Getting turrets and those were fun. It took forever to get working, didn't they?
Yeah. Well, also because they're stationary. And
They'd end up in weird spots that
Yeah.
you could like blow up the floor underneath,
Yep.
which would cause problems.
yeah,
Like, and we before we made them just auto die when the floor got blown up, you'd like open the door, there'd be a turret tucked into the corner. Where did that come from?
yeah, that's right. Yeah.
right. It would fall to the lower floor.
Right.
Yep.
Would follow the lower floor.
Actually, I wish there was a little audio because I loved Advent speak. So to shout out one of our favorites, one of them sounded like Wonton Cinnabon. That was weird. Always like Wonton Cinnabon. I can't remember what it was.
Advent burger.
Advent burger. Yeah. There's some good gibberish.
Let's just slash the one that we want to not die.
See, is this where they have to start skulljacking? Wait, he shot a gun.
It was a DLC.
Yeah, you're anyways.
He missed it. That's awesome.
He already set up this jacking jacket, but I don't know if he's built one yet.
There it is. Look up.
It was quite rush, kill them all.
Gotcha.
Sort of thing.
Yeah, I don't think you can't really do that part of the golden path until after you do the black site.
Okay. Yeah, like I saw them start it. I couldn't remember if it had been completed or not.
Sid Meier.
Oh, they actually get to fight back a bit.
Oh, there you go. Bobot time.
Yeah.
My daughter called them bobots.
Bobots.
Since he actually has straight movement.
They explode on death, right? I
Alright.
think anything was mechanical exploded.
So can we reach?
I don't remember anymore.
Um,
Yeah. I believe so. I know the gatekeepers do, and the Zakhdabot.
Did we always plan to have a little cape on the advent cap? That part.
Yes.
He's a captain.
Because
How old are you know he's a captain?
that cape was the real piece of work.
Yep, the little half cape kind of thing.
Right.
Okay, there's the codex.
Okay, we go.
All right.
Oh, yes.
She was the easiest character we ever had to make. So
Then we got.
we needed an extra enemy. And so we came up with the way we're going to do that character. It's the
Yeah, let's just go.
base female body, and it's got a shader on it. We just like glitched out the animation.
Yeah,
so it
yeah.
shouldn't be fast.
The game actually.
Just that character. But anyway,
I do remember there was a bug for a while where that codex shader could end up on your heroes, on your characters.
Yep.
And it would just like, it was freaky looking.
Yep.
There is a category for non-heroes if you want.
Actually, because of that shader, I think there was a long time, and it still may even be sometimes in the game where
I'm being really slow with my actions
when you would kill her, she would still be there. The body would just be on the ground. Yeah, it was definitely like, I think the shader was off of it though. It was I don't remember how it worked, but
That sounds like one of those good old save load bugs.
oh, that is true. Yeah,
Load from the save, the codec
save. Yeah,
corpse would be there.
yeah, it's possible. And then the mech. I don't choose rocket. The mech does not blow up. Okay, I didn't think so.
I don't think he's gonna let the mech do anything.
I want to see some of the enemy abilities.
You have to wait a little
I know,
while.
I know.
The super soldiers kind of have the advanced tech and stuff.
I know. The codex might throw them for a little bit or a loop, but probably not. Not the codex.
No, once they start fighting berserkers.
Oh yeah, yeah.
You don't actually need to. Oh, you don't need to kill anything in this mission, actually.
What's the goal? Is this the one where you're grabbing your vial?
Yeah, you're stealing the vial.
Okay. Oh,
Stealing the vial of juice.
people juice.
People do juice.
So they're not skipping this. That's interesting.
I don't think you can leave.
Which character is that? Van Dorn? Oh, he's like a Van Dorn.
Reach for it, but don't show him actually.
Now we're on. Does this reinforcement bring in the troop carrier?
Yeah, it should.
Oh, there it is. That's the first time I ever talked to you, Greg. It was the first thing I was ever given on this game was to bring in the troop carrier, and I was like, "What? What are people talking about?" And for some reason, I got sent to you, and you were like, "I don't know. Let's just make it show up." I was like, "Okay, good talk."
And then
You did.
And then I did. Oh,
There we go.
there's others. Well, the original plan.
Timing issues.
The original plan with those was they were going to be in map. So they were going to fly in and drop the character, have a gun, turret. They could shoot at you, and you could actually shoot it down. It would, in the world, it could be new cover.
I think that was
That eventually went.
that was an order of operations thing. I think units maybe passed
blades
during
were the
the
blades.
when they dropped off, they ran past the guy, but then
Oh yeah.
that all happened wrong in the visualization order. So it all displayed at the end after they'd already finished their moves.
You very secrets.
Yeah, I could have told you the whole troop transport wouldn't have worked.
It was a cool idea. Like it was going to be, you know,
hovering there,
the hovering there, shooting, and like I said, it would cool in fall, but like definitely the maps were.
I know. I remember having discussions. What happens if you blow it up? People were like, shut up.
Yeah, maps were much bigger back then too. So
Oh, I remember.
yeah. There's a much more cat and mouse. But anyway, yeah, that was like the first thing I ever put in the game was troop transport coming in. I can tell you how it did just really fast. Well,
Is there anything else I can do over here? Not particularly in the machinery. No, yeah, nothing
is this
there. That's fine. Just
when do your soldiers start to walk around the map? Is it just that you get more of them?
I mean, they should be there now.
in the next mission.
They kind of fill it out as you get them.
My favorite was the gym with the guy doing
Push-ups and pull-ups.
yeah the pull-ups that are just like it's like he has no body weight. He's just like
There's that guy who like set a strong record, and it was like 1,200 pull-ups in one session or something insane like that.
Jesus. Is he kipping or is it just straight?
They didn't have a video, so I was a little disappointed, but I can't imagine.
If you did them like they did, man, they're just like
Did we use all the mocap of the exercises, or did you guys animate those too? No.
don't remember.
I always heard you going to the gate.
I feel like it was
Pretty
mocap.
fast.
I don't remember.
There were a lot of attempts to figure out what we were doing that way as opposed to hand keying.
Because I plan to use the dominate ability that they have.
I know James and I used to always mock how the bench press would happen because you're like you're not planting your feet. Rooting crib
Because there's one at the end of this mission.
too.
Why is anyone holding back? Sending troops?
I always like this biome. This is cool.
It's more
the alien
Yeah,
fauna.
yeah.
And if you think about it, in the War of the Chosen,
It was just a different look. I like a lot.
they have all like squads going out on separate like research missions. If you think about it in that aspect,
I wonder if they were gonna let the units walk.
another side of things.
So there's I don't know if any animators actually did this, Hector, but you probably know about this. Our cinematic animator. So during this time, there was like a 1 in, I don't know, 1,000, a million chance that it would look for a underscore funny walk. And so if anyone had implemented a walk that had, would walk a underscore funny walk, it would play like
All right,
whatever was there. But I don't know if any animator actually.
let's go.
You ever took advantage of it?
Yeah, exactly. Maybe some modders at some point, but yeah. Maybe after War of the Chosen.
Oh yeah.
Oh, it's called Jack.
It always miss.
Oh, look at that face.
That's fine.
Well, the worst was if it was elevated.
Honestly, it doesn't matter.
I was gonna
Oh,
bring
yeah.
it up.
Freak out.
It was, well, it was Skulljack in a very particular place.
The Avatar.
Oh wait. I was about these characters.
Yeah, you gotta with the avatar.
Yeah, man. Wow.
I like the idea.
I'll never forget.
Well,
There were so many bugs that came from like that Skulljack moment happening.
oh yeah.
In the middle of something else like really crazy.
Oh yeah, like yeah, like another Overwatch, right? Yeah, or
Really-
barrel exploding while you. Oh, that's right. Yeah, the FX behind him was really cool.
Yeah, that's fair.
Right, you could get into a situation where you just ran someone into the fog,
You still teleport somewhere else.
and then
And I'll
Oh yeah,
you know it would launch
everything.
a ton of like you've got a character and they're affected by like a fear of a certain type of enemy.
Oh right, yeah. So they would run, but yeah.
I don't think in Vanilla there was that those kind of character
especially if I run gun.
traits were there. You could still end up with a pretty wild sequence.
I actually didn't remember that the grappling hook was base game either. For some reason, I thought that was War of the Chosen.
No, that wasn't the best.
Oh, cool.
I'm probably thinking of the freezing lapse. That was because that was from the.
That was from the Alien Rulers.
The jetpack thing. Well, you could jetpack up and land in another location. That was added in
Oh right, yeah.
the DLC.
That's right. Yeah.
That works.
The grapple hook was just basically the Viper's tongue,
Use the-
just
Yeah.
not getting wrapped up.
Yeah, that works.
Seeing a whole lot of reliance on Sid Meier here.
I feel like, you know,
Yeah, no, it's mainly been the
that way of you
beat the enemy gets act.
and you're sending them out on missions.
It would have been interesting to see if they'd done this on. Like, I wonder what how long a speed run not like.
Which we can throw.
What's the hardest level called? There's the hardest level. Impossible, because
And that's their entire purpose.
you wouldn't be able to like.
Was that what it was
just as easily?
Or did we rename it?
I don't remember. Missed as well.
We kept Impossible.
Typically,
Blade.
oh, the weapon butt. Forgot about that, dude.
Reaper, murder everyone. Okay, this doesn't matter.
Rick.
Brick.
Was this the Gateway mission?
Yeah. That's why all the little purple boats
Right.
are floating around because you're near the gateway.
Kind of convenient.
Wait.
Packing the codex in the Gateway mission.
Let's just move in that direction.
And there's the cinematic where the gatekeeper comes out of the gate, and I set that one up too.
Yeah, there we go.
Oh, wait, chrysalids. Yeah. Oh man, I had a lot of fun.
And if not, two
I could make that real meme.
hits. Yeah, there's the one.
No, then you just slice and run.
To kill.
I wonder if we'll ever get any chrysalid pods. Those were
My,
really interesting.
And I think he's ahead of the force curve, so I don't think they're in the regular missions yet.
Oh yeah.
They were a fixed part of the enemy list in this mission.
Oh right, yeah.
see, there's the non-range. But it does burn, so
I haven't seen a resistance mission yet.
That's because that was in or you mean like a Terra mission?
Yeah.
Yeah, the Terra mission he's probably so far ahead of the curve it hasn't come up yet.
Yeah.
okay. Yeah, and we're just heading over here. Alright.
We did also have a skip over some parts.
Yeah, because there were, if you're doing like an Iron Man run,
If you're speedrunning, you
a
just
bunch of those checkpoints
you just
are
let the mission go. You're just trying to get through the game as fast as possible.
the Blacksite is usually kind of like a run ender.
That's why everyone
Uh-oh.
watch just,
There's your souped up Overwatch camera, Ryan.
always sucks.
That's good. Now everyone shoots all at once, right? That was the big
Right.
That was the big update.
Trying to get rid of people just
These are cool cameras.
It misses.
I always loved it.
watching this game.
Why is the chrysalid not hit?
You must be really frustrated.
I'm sure.
And you just how
That was a memorable moment, like when we had like an early
much of an accuracy
release of the game to new media
Oh yeah,
and streamers, and a bunch of them just like started using debug commands to spawn a bunch of extra units and to just see what the system would do when there were 20 people on Overwatch.
Oh yeah. Oh, gatekeeper. I know this thing explodes. I have well, not anymore. I had a map where I had like 20 of these all lined up. Forgot it destroyed everything.
Oh yeah.
I had them all overlapping, so you would blow up the first one. It would just like they were giant daisy chain of explosions.
There were some crazy bugs that were first put
Oh,
in
yeah.
where it would just blow up everything.
Everything, yeah.
It didn't actually move. Wasn't in its path. We just started blowing
Yeah,
everything up.
yeah.
Because
I think you just mind controlled
Yeah,
it.
he mind controlled it.
God.
little pods that we had to kind of create cover, alien cover.
This buy was really
Yeah, the Gatekeeper was one of the enemies that you had to kill twice.
Yep.
And the first time you could mind control, and the second time you can hack the robotic shell.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, because it was an open state and closed state. Yeah. I remember that being a pain. I don't remember why, but I remember being a pain.
I'll just go in front and they'll probably die to Blade Storm.
I've lost what's happening.
Oh, there's another one.
Sorry. Oh, yeah.
Oh, right. It's just fighting over crystals.
Because the crystals would
There's no text that came up there. He probably killed
they would basically they had like an auto overwatch, right? Is that
Yeah,
they
they
had?
burrow, and
They
then
burrow.
if you got close to them, they pop
Yeah.
out and rush you.
I remember that, yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, that led to some interesting things between like a bunch of those popping units on Overwatch.
Hopefully.
There were definitely a lot
We
of
all had all sorts
Like
of
this.
order of operations
Yeah.
problems that would come out of it.
that.
But one thing that is nice, as all the flies
Don't care with the
at the
crystals.
same time.
My favorite thing about the chrysalids was
At the same time,
everyone on the team spelled it differently.
looking at like
Like there's single S's, there were proper double S. There was a different way too, but they were all like the assets and stuff.
I remember we
Chris like a person.
yeah.
we kind of like the way that chrysalids got you changed
a few days.
for this game,
Right.
because the previous
Oh.
way that they got you was I think a different H rating.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
they exploded out of
Yeah,
a
yeah.
giant shower of gore.
Yeah, no, this was if you die. Yeah, if you die.
For this one, you get in case of
Yep,
cocoon.
the chrysalid
like,
cocoon, yep.
a chrysalid comes out.
Well, then it was a random number too. Because we wanted
Yep.
3 that
Yep.
could spawn. And so
yeah.
if it took you over and bent you backwards and exploded
Yeah.
out of you,
Do that now as well.
yeah, that was a fun. That was one of the ones we were concerned with, but the ESRB.
Yeah.
And we know.
That was a crazy one too because that was purely FX. The chrysalid cocoon. It was purely FX, so we had to come up with a way to like.
Power.
It was just an empty actor sitting there with the FX, and so like when you would attack it, we had to come up with ways to
Oh, I need to
have the FX respond to that.
place and do the
As well as there was an amazing bug for a while. There was not an empty actor, and so because of overlap, I think I still have this video somewhere. They just like the character would just like pop in the air just continuously. I found it very funny.
Hopefully some like bad missions can come up soon and it'll lose some of my contacts.
Yeah.
How far?
So they don't have to worry about the Avatar project since they're doing all those Golden Path missions.
Right. How far along are they then?
They're not. I think the next thing they'll unlock is the final mission. I think they have to hack the avatar. They have to skulljack the avatar.
I think it's like there's a couple more beats.
right. I think one of those. I think they have to skulljack the actual avatar yet.
They have to like abduct the Avatar
Right.
like body from a facility,
Oh, right.
and then they have to like do the comms tower mission, and then they're ready.
And then it goes to final mission. Yeah.
In this game is just knowing which thing cancels out
That's right.
like complaints. So like this, I have to press spacebar and then spacebar again. Then this, I have to right click.
Oh, there's a-
spacebar again. Or
It's just
right-click
tower
again.
mission.
The one above.
No, that one. That's supply rate or
Yeah, supply rate.
Yeah,
they just say
skipping
they
most
said
of the
they just said no to
missions.
it.
Yeah, they're like, no thanks.
Yes,
I
that
do
was
not
definitely a
care.
thing that we allowed you to do.
Right, escape out of that, enter. Make sure I actually clicked that one first, then do that.
The content creators did a really good job. This FX and the animations on this game are really bulking.
He says command,
Yeah.
so do not even worry.
It's a pretty good team.
Yeah, it was definitely solid.
Well,
Oh, whoops! I pressed spacebar on that one accidentally, so I'm actually.
Bradford sure sang a lot up there.
But I just need.
Or like, slow down, Commander.
King like follow what's happening right out.
Yes.
So many clicks.
And then I can start.
I mean, all he has to do is keep the Avatar project from a
Yeah.
game.
That's close. It's so close though.
Yeah, I mean the Shut Up Bradford mod is one of the most popular.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Yeah. No.
All right.
Amazing. Oh, right, the Shadow Cheever. Yeah.
Start doing this mission.
I get the network tower. So he's out to go to the phone mission here.
Already?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Going much faster than I thought it would.
Use any of that, but I did anyway.
Well, it's because he skips like every single mission he can.
Yeah,
he
yeah.
skips,
It's just-
so
Well, also the fact that
Good layout.
he just
We actually won.
sword to slash everyone. So it's just
I remember that this mission had like a reduced set of folks that could go on it.
Is that because you got? Why was it only 3?
I don't remember the reason why we did that.
It was meant to be like a covert
So we
attack,
Okay.
and
So
I think that was
3
the conceit.
3 is more covert than 4.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
Well, remember, you would normally have 6 guys in your squad. Just there's no need to have 6. guys
Oh,
in a
right.
squad.
Yeah.
I remember this mission was especially fun because your characters,
Oh, yeah.
they like normally they would get knocked out and you could rescue them.
Yep.
But you know, in this map, they could just get thrown off the
Yep.
edge.
Yeah.
We had to somehow bring them back because that wasn't allowed.
Were they just going to grapple across? They are
Yep.
just, wow.
didn't see me from there.
Why didn't you make that wider?
I think that,
Oh,
Come on.
we knew about this, but we left it in on purpose.
Yeah, come on. Give
Yeah,
me
just for this
because I think this on this map, you're almost guaranteed to get
You
an
could-
Andromedon.
You could run across the map with grapples and like the right abilities. You could get one soldier all the way across the map and then use the Archangel ability to jump right next to the thing, walk in the door and activate it and complete the entire mission in one turn.
I guess it is. I mean, it's a covert action stuff.
Just read the commander thing. Nice. And inspire this guy again. So he's really Axeman.
Oh,
like,
is that what they're about
That's
to do?
basically
That's what they're doing.
Using
Yeah.
psychic abilities to get him across the map as fast as possible.
To use more abilities.
give him a brave
I always like that FX right there.
actually 100% moves through everything that he needs to.
Alright.
So here he goes.
Oh, yeah.
Into the fog.
You called it.
I should have waited for grapple to really happen first, but that's fine. You can just get into that.
You run. Is he running gun?
Oh yeah, so it's just
Oh.
go as fast
See you
as
guys.
possible. You see you later, guys. I got places.
Can catch me, I'm the gingerbread man.
All right.
That transmitter thing.
And then next turn I should be able to reach the next
Man, how many?
section.
Oh, this is our first Viper, right?
First Viper that we've seen. Yeah.
Well, so, yeah. They were fun to work on. Also, a thing.
It gives you an extra move.
That's cool though. Like I think you know, I guess the spawners on this map are tied to your squad's level kind of progression.
Oh.
He normally has
I guess that was too long for these or done.
Because these enemies are pretty early for.
and he just has a huge amount of motion anyway.
Oh. You gonna get him?
Benefits. Oh great, he's panicked.
Oh, he panics.
Run over.
He makes it go further.
Closer to you. Okay.
Okay, now I have to wait for
That's
the monster
amazing.
to run off. That's actually annoying. Time loss right there.
Oh, this is our first also first Smackdown, you know.
And see, this is the bad thing. I do have to wait for him to wait for all these animations just to happen.
Muton.
I can't stasis him.
Actually, remember the Mutons?
So just end turn.
They had a retaliate. They always had a blaze storm type thing, right?
Oh, there's some pigeons.
It's on issues too.
No, they had a counterattack that only.
Oh, it was counterattack. That's what it was.
Yeah.
He has a lot
Design-wise, it was just like,
digital Overwatch.
don't do that again.
They started to double it, which is surprising. They had
Which?
that many.
Like, you couldn't, as far as I knew, you never break through the counterattack. You learned kind of very quickly that.
Oh yeah. I do think it had a chance to rock though. But yeah. Say what?
Well, the texture on his face was all messed up. Compared to that little cut.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Now we get to actually play the game.
Oh, that video. Oh boy. We're right now.
Yeah, Mom.
Goes the final mission.
Wow. Final mission already. Wow. So this is. Is this pre the separated levels tech, or is this?
This is before we did that. We did that for the Lost Towers DLC.
Okay, that was cool tech.
Yeah, this whole mission, I built this whole thing from virtually nothing, and the mandate was make it hard. And that was it. And I'm like, well, can I have anything special this mission? And the answer was no. So I was like, okay, I guess we'll figure out how to use regular enemies in a new and creative way.
They caught that guy. Doesn't look like I did.
Science facility tech. We didn't know what it looked like.
Yeah, we had an argument about alien dishwashers here.
What was that?
That argument was, if I recall, I was saying, like, nobody really knows what any of this alien stuff is. It doesn't matter if it looks like what it's supposed to do. It's all just alien stuff.
Oh, it didn't
Like a true artist.
So, like, maybe don't worry quite so much whether people understand whether this is a generator or a computer or whatever.
Well, it also depends which alien's using it, right?
Right. Well, that's very much like the 90s one, where
Right.
these spaceships are just filled with inscrutable blobs and,
And flashing lights.
yeah.
Lots of
I
greebling.
think you could tell which ones were like the cockpit for flying the ship, but outside of that,
Oh, yeah, the admin speaker is lecturing you here. Brighter future.
Whoa. There we go. So did it make this harder, or was it mainly just like add a lot of units or different types of
Well, it
plots?
was like hit you with groupings of units that you hadn't really seen before. So, like, there was, yeah, like this. I think there was one where you run to a group of 2 gatekeepers, which is like, okay, this is the only time in the game you've ever seen.
Oh,
2
yeah,
at
that's
once.
right. Yeah, I remember.
I can just shoot. And that's
I mean, the truth of it was like you're so overpowered by this point in the game that it's all really easy regardless. Like, you're pretty much not gonna lose.
last action that actually triggered all the
But it gave
You're gonna
the
go
player
on
some good like sense of panic when you'd be like, oh gosh, there's 2 of them. I've never fought 2
Yeah,
of them
yeah,
before. And
yeah.
then you like kill both of them before the turn is over and neither of them do anything.
hurts them a little bit more.
You're gonna hear some messages of people that are like, "I died here all the time."
Oh, maybe. they
Oh,
did.
there we go.
Oh,
the
yeah.
gatekeeper's really wrecking their own base.
Yeah, well, you know,
Around.
who doesn't care? Oh yes, I love
My favorite wrecking my own stuff story was the VIP next to the car, and when I was testing that mission, I approached the car and the VIP standing there, and I'm supposed to capture him, and the aliens are supposed to protect him, and the sectopod wheels up right behind the car, walks over the car, which explodes and kills the VIP that he's supposed to be protecting.
mindless killing machine. What are you gonna do?
Right? We were like, maybe we should make it so that doesn't happen, and then we made it so that.
So basically, there's a concept in this game I call just double moving.
Like emergent edge cases that would pop up, and you're just like,
Okay.
"Do we want that or not?" Sometimes we did, sometimes we didn't.
Yeah. So in my opinion, double movement is where the AI just can't comprehend.
Like there was a variation on the destroying their own base bug where
Actually doing something
the berserker could also destroy things by walking around.
Right.
Yeah.
Or I think it might have been the Andromeda shell, but either way, they could step over the tile where you were supposed to plant explosives.
Yep, and it would destroy the
set
interact.
off the explosives. Right, so you just win the mission from the starting point.
How to go home, guys?
Yeah. Well, you'd hear the alien screams in the distance, and then it would just say, "You win."
Actually,
That was also when we were literally blowing up the entire facility with gigantic explosives in a mission.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
Wait, Would it automatically, or did you have to see it? I can't remember.
No,
It would just you hear insanity and
I think it,
and just game over, man.
yeah.
Was that an okay reference?
It depends on whether the what the objective was.
Yeah.
That's fine.
No, I haven't seen a single chrysalis yet. Chrysalis, what are you doing?
Basically, I have to kill these guys anyway. So.
Didn't see faceless or anything.
Yeah, I know.
Well,
I mean,
that's because he just declined the
Yeah.
to defend his own.
Our cuts briefly.
Okay, now.
oh, that's our. Oh, it's the first sectopod.
Oh yeah.
And drowning out.
It is the first time he's seen him because it's playing the first time dialogue.
Want to reset?
Yeah.
Like, go back to
He's basically skipped the whole forest curve. And
You can do robots that are 2 stories tall.
does have a second shot, doesn't he?
That's always cool. I really always like the animation on it too.
That was the design
This-
challenge.
Actually, this was always really hard because when they had to like aim super low, like
One of them. Oh, that's a sludge bomb.
we always had trouble like trying to make them aim straight down.
Shooting normally.
Oh, that's also that they had the like electric AOE, right?
Yes.
yeah,
It was some of that to keep attempt to keep units off.
Yeah, that was a reaction. That was
Yeah.
a reaction to that play.
Yep.
Yeah, the normal move.
Forgot about that too.
I always like how the sectopod's dangerous attack. You almost always kill it before it can
Yeah.
actually finish the attack.
Out of all those things.
Well, that's what you're supposed to do.
Right.
I'll keep it. Mind control on the Android.
We had to really think that was that character was a lot. Hero.
Would they once they were active, would they stay tall? I can't remember anyone else.
They should go back.
They would shrink
They
down.
could shrink for situational needs.
Oh, definitely walking.
We had to make it a shrunk version because that the original was supposed to be tall.
Do that.
And then we, just like the original Secpod in the year, we had to cut it down and have it extend. And so with this one, we didn't want to give up on that, so we kept pressing on it. So we made it so it could transform.
Yeah, I don't think the one of that enemy unknown didn't extend it, just big unit.
It was supposed to.
Yeah.
It was built to extend. And we actually, I think we had the animation for it to extend. We just couldn't get it to work. So in this one, we're kind of hell bent on making
Yeah.
sure it worked.
Destructible floors really makes that
Oh yeah.
feasible, right? Because otherwise, it could just walk through.
Yeah.
Visibly walk through them.
Is that
Floor.
the fake diorama of like the living room or
Yeah,
something?
yeah, it is.
Oh, right.
The human zoo.
Yeah, the human zoo.
I had a joke that I wanted to put a little book on the bed, and when you walked into it, the camera would pan to it, and it would be like, "Oh, is that a copy of Moby Dick?" And he would read the entire book. You have to sit there for hours waiting for the dialogue to finish.
I love our crazy ideas when they're getting in the game.
That was largely me making fun of how long the dialogue would take sometimes in regards to something not even relevant to the gameplay.
He dies via burning rather than me killing him, so he doesn't get untouchable.
Like I always did like the RFX work on these
Gun tubes on the back.
the Andromedas too. But actually I meant the psychic connection. I always liked because we had to figure out a way to say which units were connected, but without being too glaring.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, love everything.
that character was a combination of dive suits.
No,
suits,
Mandorn.
and a little bit of an inspiration from Big Daddy.
Oh, I can see that. Yeah.
There's the 3 kind of things
Yeah.
kind of coming together. There's a little creature inside of it driving it. It's hilarious. They break it open and it kind of falls out.
I forgot about that part. Actually, because you could shoot it. Oh, you could
Yeah.
Actually, you would shoot. That's right. You would shoot it open, and then it would start leaking.
Yeah.
And then we had to figure out how to leave acid trails.
Well, I mean, yeah. First, we had to set it up so that it would become a different unit.
Right here. Is that what? Yeah. Did it do it? Oh, I didn't. Oh, because we're skipping cutscenes. Yeah, that one would be we get to a state where they're like, "Brr,"
Yeah,
and then we would swap in a new one.
hanging out loud.
Yeah, it should be able to show it. Yeah, that was a pure. Actually, like you were talking about before, that was a pure during an FX explosion. We would swap to a brand new character actually.
Yeah, I think this view here is like what the QA team profile, right? Like this zoom level, this map
On this map, yeah.
was the like their test case.
There's a lot of stuff in this.
Probably had more, probably with more enemies too.
Well, also,
Daily count didn't really factor into much.
the map probably didn't need to be as wide as it is here.
No. Would you have wanted it to be more funneled or?
Yeah, I mean, well, it just doesn't need to be this wide because, like, if it puts enemies over there, like, the player's never going to go to those outside edges.
Yeah, that's fair.
Which, I don't know. I'll do my best.
Good time.
Right. I set up the first draft of that, too.
Did you use bubbles?
Did not. I think I used regular smoke, which really upset some people.
Oh, do I not
I'm like, I just try to get into the game, man.
It should
Jump.
be- Oh, okay, I suppose I shouldn't do it with my.
So this is the okay. Wait, oh, there is a Mercon.
Yeah.
That's because the, if I recall correctly, the way I set this final battle up, it's not controlled by the dynamic force level of the game, so
Oh, right.
Yeah, this is like a one of everything.
These are handcrafted from a specific list that I constructed of enemy groups that you could fight here.
So get good crits.
Yeah, it's like a buffet of all the different types. Of
Yeah.
Right, where you get like groups of like 3 faceless or 3 Andromedons would come in.
So he's coming into this with some pretty low health. Guess
All he's got to do is kill the
we
avatars.
didn't have any medic special characters.
One unit got taken out, didn't they? Or did they pick them up?
Yeah, I think he's got one. I think
He's got one selectable part.
Yeah, the avatar warped out of that location.
He was
No.
inside of it.
That's where I would go.
You can't hit me.
Those dudes, just so there's less
I would be like, oh, nuts, they see me.
and it's another guy to actually use.
Oh, they're gonna take this Archon.
They have good moves.
Yes, they can spot the rest of the room and find the other avatars.
Are they gonna use?
Oh boy.
Are they gonna use the Archon? That was a
Other than that,
fun and interesting ability. That like the ability the way the Archon would lift him up in the air. I forget what it's called. Animator and I worked a lot on that one, trying to get it all lined up.
it kills as well. Nice.
They would be full of air. Then
Shortly
they would slam them.
Yeah, I had entirely forgotten about that.
Yeah, well, I worked a lot on that one.
Okay, it's the faceless.
Oh, there we go.
These are my favorite. I would pitch all the time to Jake. I was like, look, we have like some point randomly one of your own characters is a faceless, and in the base it just like they're like surprise.
That's the type.
Nobody would ever.
That's the type of idea game designers go. Yeah.
Oh, I forgot about these things where they spawn to like reeds.
DBL ending.
Sure, whatever.
Well, that man with that face. The first time we saw the faces crawl through a window.
Oh, yeah,
in
yeah.
animation.
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh, it was so creepy.
That's way more doable than some of the other ideas that actually.
Which one?
Yeah.
Oh, they're like, it was me all along.
We had a time travel grenade.
8% chance
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
survives on one.
No, the faces were animated awesome. Like because they had the like
Where is that?
I don't know, they're just like
Just oh. there.
very
Well, like their droopy faces.
Droopy,
'cause
yeah.
They look like my dog.
So they were a mix between the Pan's Labyrinth character and the Nazi guy in Raiders of the Lost Ark that melts.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah, that was like those are the two ideas that we were working with on that.
You can't
So it'll feel like candle wax. Like,
No, I could see that,
things
yeah.
with a melted candle wax.
kill.
I just liked how they moved because it was very like
Oh,
they would actually start to move and they would kind of like the upper body would catch up.
animation put it over the top.
Yeah,
man.
that was
like it really did. So
Yeah.
absolutely did.
I can't hit the other one then. Sure.
Where's the other avatar hiding?
I'll just shoot him instead and kill him that way.
I think they come in every X number of turns, if I remember.
I'm losing
Oh god, I forgot about
Can't
having
recall.
the last minute we had to put all the fish in through the glass.
Oh,
That nobody ever noticed were there for the most part.
Why? Why?
It was supposed to be underwater, so you see there's sharks and jellyfish.
Oh,
in
I
the
get
background and
that.
stuff.
Cute. And so we got all that stuff. That's all. There's no texture. But I don't even remember how we like. They were such a low budget ad at the end. Like we didn't have anybody to do it, so no, we just got it to work. But
You don't have the
magic of development, right?
you need more
Yeah.
right now, to be fair.
I actually didn't even know that was a thing.
Yeah.
Oh, that slash was great.
Basically all do that to him.
That animation was cool too.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
swipe of like pretty devastating how slow and deliberate he is.
This turn, that would be amazing.
I still wanted to have like an alpha faceless, like a harder version of the faceless that would show up later in the game.
Yeah.
Situation going on right here.
Where they
When the slab melted.
No, I just wanted a stronger version of the faceless
stronger
because,
version.
like, by the time you get to the end of the game, like the faces
Yeah.
would still appear in the terror missions, but they were pretty underpowered and they weren't very threatening any longer. But we didn't want to have like add a bunch more in.
did we ever talk about the faces being like inanimate object, almost like
Okay, so this guy.
was it the mimics in Prey, or was it always
Got my chance to
they were always mimicking a person?
gunning.
It was always a moving
Person.
person for what I can remember.
That was probably a me idea then. I was like, I want them to be a lamppost.
In his face.
No, okay.
I don't remember that.
Well, I say a lot of
I mean, I've heard crazier. I've heard much crazier ideas.
But that is a good critical range. We need another critical range like that.
You just
My favorite way to deal with this mission. My favorite way to deal with this mission was to bring the proximity grenades and launch 2 proximity grenades onto the platform that the avatar was going to appear on, and then this whole group would appear. The proximity grenades would wall up and kill everything instantly.
Nice.
Yeah, that we haven't seen a lot of utility items in use here.
no, yeah. They started out with a bunch of grenades within.
Because you could get the upgrade that let your guy carry 2 optional items.
Yep.
And so I would bring 2 proximity grenades. I think we eventually prevented you from doing that on one character. I played through the game so many times before launch that I can't remember sometimes the difference between what we launched and what I played through before launch, before we changed the rules.
That's about it.
No, it's all one big just ball.
Oftentimes because I was, abusing the rules, and
Yeah.
we would decide to make changes.
Where's is veteran level is like the base level, right?
Yeah.
Is that the one that you would go through and be like, I'm just gonna use normal abilities?
Yeah, so when I was balancing veteran level, I would just if I would use only standard shots, I would only use my gun and no special abilities or items at all. And it reasoned if I could beat the mission with just shooting things and moving to cover, that it would almost certainly not be too hard for most people.
Yeah.
Okay. Keep on going.
Wait a minute. So we
Shot at you, which he doesn't have an untapped.
didn't see any codex. Is it codex? Is that?
That's the code.
That's the codex. Oh, it's the cyber. Wait a minute. That's the same.
He was called Cypress another name, and then we
My
changed
brain-
it to Codex before ship.
My brain still has that. Okay. Yeah.
I mean, I think it was still called the Cypress.
Oh, yeah, 100%. Yeah. That's that's why I thought it was still called that.
Oh, he's still slashing from there. They
Was
have
the
some
nanite? Was that?
They're supposed to be made of nano.
No. There was a nanite one that when you would shoot them, they would split. That was
No, this was the Codex.
Yeah.
No, you're thinking of that was a WotC.
Yeah, there was a WotC character. Okay, I couldn't remember.
faceless avatar.
They didn't split. They just moved around.
Yeah, they turn into like a cloud.
First time we've seen the Viper, right?
So it's all Viper.
Hit the periphery on the tower
On the
mission.
tower
The tower
mission.
mission. Tend to like, hey,
Block guy in my memory. It's my least favorite character of making career.
the Viper. Yeah, that's better.
There's a fandom around the Viper.
There is
Everything
that.
about that character was
Yeah.
everything I didn't want to do in EU. That's why we had the Thin Men, because they didn't want to make a Snake Man. So Jay came at me with a Snake Woman in this one. I was like, okay.
Anyway, so
So, but yeah.
The ability was cool, but
Yeah.
the character was. I got you.
that's the idea there.
I mean, the wrapping up was definitely hard. That was not an easy thing to like.
That was cool when it first, that was later where the effect came in,
Yeah.
the tongue grab.
Yeah, the tongue
Like,
grab.
man, that Steve hit that on the first trial
Yeah.
of it too, which is really cool.
Sure.
But that also had lots of ancillary like other things happening issues.
Well, right. It's like that nightmare of a gameplay effect, right? That just lasts for a long time.
It
and
locks
all
down.
these- And all of these
Untouchable from there.
geometric like side effects, like what if you shoot the
Yep.
snake person?
Snake thread. Actually, and they merge into the middle because this is grid based, so
Yeah.
they're actually now in the middle of
Right, they
two
occupy
grids.
2 tiles.
Yeah,
Do it in this next turn.
yeah. I think we did a pretty decent job with it, but yeah, it was always.
Well, right. But you could have status effects.
Oh
What
yeah,
if you're on fire and grabbed by the snake?
Yep.
They now on fire too.
These guys don't do any shenanigans over here.
yeah. No, there was a ton. Or if you had somebody with Blade Storm beside them when they were actually, it was if you got tongue pulled and you got Blade Storm. That one was cool. That was the one we always wanted. We wanted to like have a shot where they would grab the tongue, have the sword out, and just like slice them as they came in.
Right.
I would also see why I dislike the design personally of this, of like or the animation. Forgot how good that was till just now. That's really slick.
Yeah, no, I remember marveling at the snake rig.
Yeah, it was
done really well.
very cool.
Let's not accidentally slash at him, which is something I've
Special team, man.
please murder him.
We were slicing them when they shot him.
This would be a nice time.
Hit the rapid fire.
Oh, rapid fire!
Man, almost
Oh, not
I've
quite.
logged on one so far.
Need a little bit more damage.
Right?
Kill it.
Like, see you later.
Oh,
No lance.
there it is.
GG. Just waiting on time now. Just when it fades to black.
Is that it?
Yeah.
That's it. You don't have to beat the rest of the game.
Come to see
Yeah.
what's gonna happen. It's gonna show it.
Now that's the time.
Well, usually you terminate the speedrun at the last moment of gameplay.
So while this whole cutscene.
That's when you log your time.
Oh, technically, I got you.
Well, this is like an in-game cinematic, so you can't.
Yeah.
skip.
Jen, tell me you've got a plan B here. Nice work.
Wasn't anything on my end. This shouldn't even be possible.
Yeah, it'd be cool to see one of these with War of the Chosen. See if any of the Chosen were to show up or anything. But
Right. Yeah, I think that game would probably extend how long it would take.
I would just
Most certainly.
Quite a bit.
yeah.
Well, you have to go through you have to go through the mission with the Reaper and Mox.
Right.
Bro, yeah, yep. And that's where you first see the Chosen, right?
Yeah. Well, that's where you. Yeah, I mean that's the place you see the assassin.
Assassin, yeah. I had so much fun working with those characters.
We do that, we risk a complete.
How bad is it that I know the words to this cinematic?
You might have watched it several times.
I mean, we've watched it a couple dozen times.
A couple hundred even.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm actually a little surprised that they've been skipping all the other cinematics, but they're very like,
We didn't budget to do ethereal. So the reason why it's a ghost ethereal is because we had to use one from Enemy Unknown.
Oh, really? I'm not sure these are skippable.
oh, that's fair.
I don't know that there's a way to skip this.
So it just
Because
uses
they've
the
been,
same-
you know, so far they've been skipping with save games.
We did some quick model adjustments to like just kind of res it up a little bit, and then we just threw that we came
that's
up with a
cool.
ghost shader to throw on it so that we'd have that
That's
asset
something,
that
that's it.
we realized at the very end.
So that's fair.
Crazy.
That was much faster than I expected.
Yeah, that was way quick.
Speedrun.
Well, that is
Oh, yeah.
the definition. Yes.
Try to not be offended by the videos guy. But that's all right.
It's been a long time. Well,
Awesome. Well, thanks for watching with us, everybody. And yeah, can't wait to share more of what we're working on over here. Be sure to follow us if you want. And Step Date at BitRactor on Twitter and also on other socials. So talk to y'all soon.
goodbye.